This is the Suicide Squad's Black Files #2, and it has got a sexy cover. It's got a good cover. It is one off Samurai Lassie and one off Madam Hydra. And something I like, it's a little detail, but if you look, different lips, they're different sizes. And also, this green lipstick is really sexy. And you can do this, you can put your hand over Samurai Lassie so that it is just Madam Hydra, and so beautiful, isn't she? You can do this as well, just Samurai Lassie. Still pretty, but less so. And of course, this idea is reflective of the kind of body swap storyline. Madam Hydra, her soul has taken over Samurai Lassie's body, and that is really sexy. And Samurai Lassie, her soul is trapped in her sword. There are 2 full-length stories in this, same as the first issue. And the first story is The Samurai Lassie, written by Mike Weber. And as I've said, it is just sexy. Look there, Madam Hydra's in Samurai Lassie's body, and she's being evil and sexy now. And cause Samurai Lassie, her soul is in her sword, that means she gets to reunite with her dead husband. So really, when you look at it, this is kind of like a happy ending. She gets to be with her fella, and sexy Madam Hydra gets to go around in someone else's body and be sexy. Sadly, we didn't get much in the way of her raping men. We didn't even get that much of her pretending to be Samurai Lassie, because that is sexy. But then we do have Julie Power from Power Pack. And she's like a naive child, and Madam Hydra tricks her a bit. And that could be really sexy. We'll see where it goes. Like, it would be sexy if Madam Hydra convinced her to go bad. And maybe they could les out or something. So Madam Hydra, she takes Julie to a Hydra base, and we've got an action scene with her fighting Hydra soldiers, Snickers, and look at that sexy grin there. That is so sexy. Fucking yes. So Hydra, they start manipulating Julie, and Madam Hydra, I'm trying to focus a bit less on this story, because last time I ended up focusing on the first story loads, and the second story not much. Madam Hydra, though, she is pretending to be Samurai Lassie, and she leads the Suicide Squads into a trap. It's an ambush, to be continued. Then we have got the second story. It's about the Magic team, the Magic Suicide Squads team. Some of the characters I didn't know. We have got Lady Deathstrike, a pretty woman who is kinda a sexy Ivy ripoff. This one here, this is the non-binary one. But interestingly, they didn't identify them as at this issue. Last time it was like the very first thing they said about them. There's Ghost Man, this is El Devil, he is from the films. Enchantress there, Cara Delevingne's gorgeous, and this is the annoying Witch Boy. So we see the team getting prepared for their mission. We've got a good team shot there. They are fighting a bunch of demons, Aquaman advert. We get a good look at each member doing something, and that, in my opinion, is the correct way to write a team book. Then there's this bit here, I didn't really get what was happening. Ghostman says he has got a solution, and then they attack something here, and it's all over, and I didn't know what it is. And then we've got Aladdin from the Disney film. He is mad because they broke his sword, and I think that is what's meant to be happening here. Now, I am not the smartest cookie in a biscuit barrel, so if you can write down below what's actually happening here, because I really couldn't understand. I read the scene through twice. I just don't get it. Maybe the idea is communicated with the art not very well. I think they're meant to be destroying his sword or something. I will say, Enchantress though, Cara Delevingne's, she is really pretty in this series. I wish she looked like this in the films. There she is again. Eyes gone straight to her. That is how pretty she is. She's really pretty. I'm starting to have a massive crush on her. And we've got another good team shot here. And look, she might honestly end up replacing Canary by the end of this series. She is really, really beautiful. Like, the most beautiful. I mean, there's her, there's Sexy Ivy, there's Canary. I honestly think that might be my top 3. The idea here is there is a naughty magic man who is trying to steal magic and stuff, so they are trying to stop him. And one of the old members, last issue, we started with like a team of disposable characters, and they nearly all died. And this one though, we thought they had died, but she actually turned sides. And another good team shot there, considering that this team, the Magic Suicide Squads, Suicide Squads Black they are called, considering they probably won't appear again, you're really getting a nice variety of team shots. Especially considering that none of the covers so far have been one. And this is the Magic Man, the baddie, Baron Mordo. He is trying to kill all magic. And that's kind of nicking the Spectre's motivations from Dale Vegans. As I said before, this comic, it is 2 full-length stories for the price of, well, what they would also charge for 1. I can't really recommend this enough. Value for money. And the first one is sexy. It's got a sexy body swap story that hopefully in the next bunch of issues, just as Madam Hydra rape everyone. And the second story, that is sexy as well. We have got the Enchantress, Cara Delevingne, and she looks beautiful. Quite light in the story as well. There's no tarot cards this one, so it's much better. I still didn't like Witch Boy, he's fucking awful, but the rest of the characters, even though I really only know Enchantress, I'm being introduced to the others, and as I said, Enchantress is gorgeous. I rate this a steady 7 thumbs up.